In this week's video, we're going to be talking to multiple producers and asking them how they landed some of their major placements. Also, before we get started, can you guys please like, comment, and subscribe on this video? In case you can't tell, I put some real effort into making this one special. Now, the one big takeaway I want you guys to get from this video is that there are multiple ways to land placements just as there are to sell beats. Also, if you have ever landed a placement before, go ahead and leave a comment about your story and how you did it so that way other producers can learn from you as well. Future Ryan here. I just want to tell you guys that CCS 2.0 is on its way, so start getting hyped. So if you want to learn more about what this means for you as a current CCS student, as well as see what's new in the course, we're going to be hosting a Discord live stream at 3 p.m. Eastern. So go ahead, join our Discord with the link below. We'll have an event set up and you can learn more about it. We're going to make a whole live event talking about it and kind of answering any questions that you guys may have. All right, Era, so do you want to introduce yourself and also tell us what placement was your first major placement?
Hi, my name is Era. I've been making music now for around 3 years, I believe. So in the past, I've been working with some smaller artists, some bigger artists, but I would say my main major placement is, it dropped February this year and it was with Sletsai. Single is called Hard to Live. On the placement, I made the melody for the beat.
So how did that come about? Did you upload the melody to YouTube? Did you send it out to another producer? How did that kind of come about?
Back when I created the melody, I think I had an email list. I was sending out loops to other producers, but I think that was the last pack where it was included that I also uploaded to Reddit, and somebody found it on r/loopkits. And the producer just happened to use it in a beat. It was a female producer, shout out to Loki Made It, by the way. But then like a few months later, she sent a video of her being in the studio and there was a snippet with Sletsai on it. And I was like, damn, that's great. Like I never heard it like a major rapper rapping over my beat or sample. So
what would you say if you could kind of go back and try to get your first placement as fast as you can to like a year ago, like, hey, this is what we need to do? What advice would you give to somebody to try and maximize their chances of finding that opportunity?
Right now, I would not really recommend Reddit, but like the thing is, just grind out loops, do the niche that you fit in or that you like making, because those will sound the best and people will fuck with it eventually. DM smaller producers that you see in Instagram posts, co-credits, whatever. Just grind, grind, and grind.
Do you have anything else you want to share about getting placements that might be helpful in a video?
Actually, last Friday, I went to a music conference in the Netherlands. It was called New School Rules. You know, there were like American A&Rs from Sony, Warner, Interscope. I came with a friend of mine, and the A&Rs instantly fucked with our beats. And they wanted our contact info and right as soon as possible.
So you're going to more music conferences, is essentially what you just said.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. I'd recommend that, like, just look for music conferences.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you for your time.
I go by Hermed's Beats, and I would say my biggest placement right now is this song called Bad Guy with an artist by the name of 7am.
So what was kind of your role in the placement?
I produced the entire song with him in the studio, like together. We have a lot of other songs that are just not out yet.
So you said you're in the studio with him. So kind of how did you first meet him? How'd that kind of start?
It was through the company that I was with. It was like this small management company. They're called AQV Music. He's a part of them still. I just recently left. I met him in the studio once and we just kind of exchanged a few words, and I was actually already a fan of his music. It kind of worked out really great that I loved his music. So in the future, I got an email and they're like, hey, Seven needs someone to reproduce a couple songs. So I spent like the next 3 days just doing my absolute best to reproduce one of the songs, and he loved it. So after that, we just got in contact and started setting up sessions together, and that was actually the second session I think we ever did in person.
What would be your advice, kind of knowing how this all worked? Like if you could go back a few years ago and like start off fresh, what would be kind of your best advice to somebody trying to get their first placement?
It'd be to take advantage of every single opportunity that comes your way. I mean, I don't think we're all given the same opportunities. Putting yourself out there as much as you can, like I already know that's what the CCS course and the Discord is for, is getting to know each other as producers and getting to share opportunities and loops. That would probably be my biggest advice. If there's anyone out there like me who I'm still not that big yet. I don't have a huge name for myself as a producer. I've been going through a lot of things in life, my own struggles, and I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. So if anyone's out there and isn't and fully believes in their heart that this is what you want to do, if this is what you want to do, if you want to be a producer, and you want to make it big in the industry, then don't ever give up, because there's always going to be one more thing you can do. There's always something new you can learn. So don't ever give up. I know we have our ups and downs, but just keep going.
So you're kind of the oddball out, because everybody I'm talking to, I kind of know, but you just messaged me the other day and you have some pretty good accomplishments. So if you want to introduce yourself, kind of talk about your placements, we can get started from there.
Hi, I'm Yipsy. I produced Feel How You Feel by Travis Scott and Quavo. I mostly work with Cactus Jack and everything like that.
How'd you kind of get connected with Travis? Kind of what's the story with that? You mentioned Cactus Jack.
I got a friend, right? His name is Los. So he's one of the A&Rs for Cactus Jack. I was living in the studio in Jersey for like 2 years. It was crazy. I met him in the studio, but I didn't know him though. You know what I'm saying? He just would come by and be like, yo, bro, I love your music. Your music's fire. Like, I like your beats. Like, we can really do something. I was like, yeah. I don't really care because I'm just in the studio and I'm just locked in making beats. Like, I'm not like, I'm meeting so much people every day. They're telling me things, but I'm just like, man, I'm just here to make music. I just came to lock in and make music, you know? He would be like, yo, like, come fuck with me. Like, yo, come hang out with me. I'm like, all right, I'll come hang out with you. And then he started taking me out. He's like, yo, come out to the club with us. Come out to the club with us. I'm like, all right, but I'll come out to the club. I'm not really like a club person, but I come out to the club. And then we start hanging out or going to party with some people. And I'm like, oh shit, you really connected, you know what I'm saying? And then I started living with him. And he's like, yo, like, we gotta go out to the club every day. We gotta network, you know what I'm saying? He had moved to LA. And then I was still in Jersey and I was like, damn, I gotta keep working. Like, everybody moved to LA, I gotta keep working. He had said, yo, come to LA for an engineering session, but just like a friend. But then I go to LA and then it's like, damn, like, I don't got nowhere. I thought it was good over here, but I got nowhere to stay. I'm staying at my friend's house and my other friend's house, you know what I'm saying? And then my friend Los, he calls Southside, and then he's like, yo, can my man stay at your crib? It was such a good timing because he was having a producer camp and he had rented like a big mansion in LA. So what happened was Southside was in the studio with my friend Los, and Southside had showed my beat to, he basically like A&R'd the whole placement. Like, Southside gave my beat to Travis Scott and said, here, like, jump on this. Yeah.
So with the beat, did you make the whole beat, or was it just the drums, the loop? What was your
shout out to Paz Beats. He's the one that found the sample and he worked on the drums, but I also worked on the drums as well. So we both worked on the drums, but he's the one that found the sample.
What advice would you give to somebody based on your experience? I know you just kind of said like networking and partying, but maybe let's say somebody lives maybe not in a big area. Do you think they should try to look to move, or?
I would say just to work with a local artist and build with them. I think that's the best thing to do.
Do you have anything else you want to share that you think would help somebody out there?
Always do your own thing, like be your own wave, man, because like that's what I feel like that's the most important thing with me. Like, I wasn't trying to cater to like an artist or cater to this person or cater to, like, I was just doing my own thing, and then everything came to me because I was just doing my own thing and having fun.
My name is Jack Hayes. I'm a music producer, content creator based in Canada. My biggest placement, I would say, is a song with Case and Dave East. The song is called Be Like Me. It's not my first placement, but I would say it's the biggest one. Yeah.
How did that one come about?
So it's actually pretty funny because the placement, it wasn't supposed to have Dave East on it at first. It was supposed to have my man Case, which is a New York artist. And he actually linked up with me because he saw one of my TikToks. One of the mashups that I did, it was like the Jack Harlow, Camila Cabello mashup. The results came in as like 500,000 views, something like that. So I was really happy with the TikTok. And then he shot me a message on Instagram. He's like, yo, this beat is nice. You know, I'm trying to get it, stuff like that. And then I would say a couple weeks later, he shoots me a DM. He's like, yo, I got Dave East on this. And I was like, what in the world is going on? Like, you know,
I want to ask you, has TikTok led you to even more opportunities that like nothing's really happened yet, but it's opened a lot of doors for you, you would say?
Yeah, definitely. Even like on the business side of things. So like not necessarily working with artists, but like work with brands. As soon as you start building up the audience for, let's say, your TikTok account, stuff like that, brands will come in and like trying to contact you for brand deals. I've had deals from BeatStars, Arturia, and DistroKid.
So I think we know what your answer is going to be, but if you had to start all over again and you're like, okay, I want to do this the fastest way possible.
I would pretty much do the same thing, except just double down on like being consistent, focus on producing as much content, as much valuable content as I can, and get that ball rolling early. Definitely start making content. Like, you know, take this as a business, you know? So I think producing content is the best way to do that right now.
So guys, that is the video, and we hope you learned something from this. Also, if you want to learn more about selling beats online, there's a free masterclass that we have linked in the description below. And by the way, if you haven't seen last week's video about a new way for producers to make money on YouTube with their beats, I'll leave the video linked right here. Peace out, and I am going to take this makeup off. Have a good rest of your day.